Alright guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to Sean's Garage. Today I'm back about a couple days after my last video, just like I promised. Today we're going to be working on the blue Ford. Like I said, my grandfather's truck. We are trying to get some parts fixed. It's got a huge vac leak and it's not shifting because of that. It slips out of gear like just all the time. So I got these parts here and I'm hoping that they're going to fix it. Alright guys, so this is going to be the first part that we're opening today. I'm not sure exactly what it was called. It just says VS52 valve. I'll put the name of the part on the bottom of the video right now. But this is what she looks like right here. So it's got these two openings on it and then just a plug. And this is some sort of spring actuator, I assume. So we're going to be replacing this today. And then this other one's called VP3 sensor. I'll also put the number or the name for that. Unfortunately, they're not on the box. And this guy looks like this. It also has two vacuum hoses, and then you got the plug, of course, and the two screw holes. So we're going to be replacing this today. Alright, and then last but not least, we're going to be putting on these two new Bosch O2 sensors. And the reason we're only doing two of them is because the 1994 Ford Rangers actually only have upstream O2 sensors, so you only have to replace the two of them on the V6. Alright guys, so we're going to put the O2 sensors on, we're going to put this guy on, and we're going to put this guy on, and then we're hoping that we can get rid of this vacuum leak problem. I'm sorry for the terrible lighting. I don't have my whole garage to work with today, so we're just going to be working in the driveway, unfortunately. I got her chalked up and in park with the e-brake on, and we're going to go ahead and get these parts on. Alright guys, so we replaced this part. I don't know why it's bad, but it's the only thing I haven't replaced yet. Also, don't know why this one's bad, but also only thing I haven't replaced yet. So we got both of those ones in. The only thing we're going to do now is we're going to go put the O2 sensors in. I do have to jack it up because it's too low stock for me to get to the O2 sensors. So we're going to get her jacked up. She's blocked in the rear. E-brake's on. It's in park, etc., etc. So we're going to go ahead and get under this thing, get the O2 sensors on. We'll fire up and see if we can get this thing working. You got your catalytic converter and then your two up tubes. You got that one guy right there and you got this guy right here. Again, like I said, they are both upstream O2 sensors. You can see the catalytic converters right here. Second catalytic converters right here. And then we got the muffler back there. I don't know why they run two cats, but whatever, 94 technology. Seems like this one's gonna be a pain in the ass to get to. But I got the O2 sensor socket and it shouldn't be too terrible to get off. So I will get back to you guys when I get these both off. Alright guys, so I got the O2 sensor off on the passenger side. What I had to do was I had to use this socket, the O2 sensor socket, if I can get you, yeah, there you go. O2 sensor socket, 7/8. And then I had to use a 1-inch wrench, box wrench, because it wasn't enough space on the deep socket, which you can't use another one, but there wasn't enough space to get the even a skinny ratchet. I have a ratchet that's about this size. Didn't even have that much room to get a ratchet on there, so I had to go with the 1-inch box wrench. Again, if you guys are doing this on a 94 Ford Ranger, you need a 7/8 O2 sensor socket, and you need a 1-inch box wrench, unless you're lucky. Alright guys, so I just want to show you guys how terrible this design is. So you guys see both of these white clips right here, 1 and 2. So this is the driver's side clip. This is the passenger side clip, and they were both like way down in this crevice back here, which you could barely fit your hands through. So what I did was I essentially just found the right wire. I knew there was these white plugs, and I basically just grabbed on both ends of the plug, just like a full grip on the plug. Like, I don't know if I can show you guys up here. Just get like a nice grip on the plug, and then just rip it out of the little holder things they have. They're not worth it, and honestly the cords don't really get bound up too much anyways, so I just ripped both of them off. I'm gonna go ahead and get both those O2 sensors switched out. These things look just cooked, so I'm gonna go ahead and get both these guys swapped out, and then you guys know what the deal is. We're gonna get it running. Alright, so they're both the same length, so it doesn't matter which side you put on which. When I'm doing O2 sensors, since I already plugged them in up top, you don't want the cord to get all tangled. So what I do is I'll spin the O2 sensor about 5 turns to the left counterclockwise, and that way when you screw it in clockwise, it'll actually straighten the cord back up, and you don't have to worry about any binding. So that's just a tip for you guys if you guys are looking to not get your O2 sensor cords all tangled up, and in a situation like this where you actually have to plug it in first, otherwise there's no way you're ever gonna get it plugged in. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get these guys tightened up and locked down, and then we're gonna drop this thing back down and we're gonna fire up. Alright guys, so I just got the O2 sensors finished up. I actually changed my jack points about halfway through the job. I didn't like the center jack, this weird beam suspension that this thing has is really hard to jack up from, so I ended up just going from both of the knuckle bolts. It seemed more safe than when I was under it with just the one, and this job was too quick for me to use jack stands, so I didn't really want to use jack stands. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and fire her up. She's cold, so we're going to warm her up, and then we're going to check the codes, or see how to clear the codes. There's a specific set of things you have to do to reset these OBD1 computers. I had the battery unplugged. I'm hoping that does it, but we'll see when we turn her on, get her warmed up, and run the codes. Alright guys, so we got her warmed up. It says next turn the ignition off, turn the code reader off, and then plug it in. And then it says turn the ignition on and start the engine. I actually just did that. And then it says press and release the on-off button to turn the code reader on. So I'm actually going to take you guys over here, and we're going to figure out what's going on. Alright guys, this is what we're working with right here. We got our code reader. We just turned the ignition on. We're going to turn this on. And then we're going to hit the test hold button. And you see that square right there. So we're going to let it go with that square. See, it says 6. It says 6, so now we need to tap the brake all the way to the floor. It's called the brake test. So you come down here, tap the brake to the floor, tap to the brake to the floor, tap the brake to the floor. I just do it 3 times for good measure. Come back over here, and we're just going to watch this guy. So we got the 10, now we need to rev this thing all the way to the top and let it fall. So again, get in here, this time, gas pedal. Let it go. And let it go. So we got this 412 code. 121. Alright guys, it's the next morning and I'm going through the footage I have, and I realized that I didn't film an outro for this video or explain what was happening with the code readers. So I actually realized after I had filmed this video that the reason I kept getting the 412 and the 538 code was because every time I do the brake test or the throttle response test, I was pressing it more than once. So I did the code test today. I forgot to film it, but I did the code test today. I just pressed the brake switch once, and then I just pressed the gas pedal once, and I didn't get those 412 or those 538 codes. So that is user error. So make sure when you guys are doing the test, when the 6 pops up, you just press the brake pedal once, and then when the 10 pops up, you just press the gas pedal once and then just leave it. You won't get those codes. The one code that is persisting is the 121 code, which means the closed throttle position is giving out too much voltage for the throttle position sensor. So I have another sensor I'm going to go pick up, and that's going to be in the next video. But yeah, so pretty much that's going to be it for today. We replaced those 2 EGR sensors and the 202 sensors. And then she is running better. The EGR closed up. As far as I can tell, there's no more vacuum leak. I do believe it was the pressure switch and the solenoid or whatever causing the issues. And then I just did the O2s to do them. They were pretty stuck in there, so they were probably old anyways. I always keep them for backups just in case I do throw a code again. I can toss one of them in there and call it a day and see if it goes away. But I got the new ones in there now. They weren't too expensive. I think they were like 50 bucks a piece or something like that, if I remember right. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuce.